Tonight, a Democratic lawmaker is suing to remove President Trump's name from the Kennedy Center right here in Washington. It was added in big letters to the center's exterior last week after a vote from the Board of Trustees. Ohio Congresswoman Joyce Beatty is an ex officio trustee, and she says that vote went beyond the board's authority as given by Congress. And she's my source tonight, along with her attorney, Eisen, who is bringing this case as the founder of Democracy Defenders Action. Great to see you both. All right, Congresswoman, so you say in this lawsuit that the vote and the addition of Trump's name to the outside of the building were, quote, scenes more reminiscent of authoritarian regimes than the American Republic. You may feel that way, but how did this break the law?
Well, it breaks the law because it was by statute put into the congressional statute that only the Congress would be able to do a name change. In the buildings shortly after John F. Kennedy's assassination in 1963, in 1964, it was named after him. It is the only living memorial dedicated to him. And it is very clear that the board did not have the authority to do what they did. And so that makes it illegal. It's quite that simple. This administration cannot, just because they want to put Donald Trump's name on a building. So what's next? The Lincoln Memorial? I mean, it's just not legal. And it's simple. We have it in the statute. It's in the congressional statutes, clearly defining how you have to go about a name change.
Well, and we know that President Trump likes to put his name on things, right? This is just the one example of many recent examples. But the law says here that no additional memorial shall be designated. And the center spokesperson says, quote, the memorial is not impacted at all. So, Norm, does that give the board an opening to add Trump's name to the center as a whole?
Absolutely not. The statute is very clear. And Pam, all you have to do is look at that picture when they say the memorial is not impacted at all, and they've put Donald Trump's name in giant letters on the front of the memorial. This is the reason this kind of illegal contempt for the law, self-serving Donald Trump behavior at the expense of the rule of law. It's the reason that courts have struck down his actions hundreds of times. And we are confident here that this is a grossly illegal action. It's disrespectful to the memory of our slain President Kennedy, his family, but to all Americans who treasure that memory, and to the idea, the congressional purpose, that this is supposed to be a nonpartisan arts center, a crown jewel for the country. So for all those reasons, this is grossly illegal.
Congressman Trump and his allies, as you well know, argue that he was able to save and improve the Kennedy Center with needed upgrades and new programming. Do you believe he deserves any credit for any of that, name change aside?
I don't think name changing has anything to do with the things that his team, board members, and staff there say they identified. But you have to also realize he was the president before and handpicked and appointed people to the board. So why didn't they see any of those things 4 years ago? I think he got in his mind, he wanted his name on the building, and they made all of these changes. It's no different than what he did with the East Wing and the Rose Garden at the White House. Again, things that he should not have done. So I think this is why what he is using to make the public think that it's okay. And I'm not taking anything away from if there were improvements, structural things that needed to happen, but that does not constitute one to then put their name on the John F. Kennedy Center. It's just that simple. It's a disgrace and it's illegal.
And Norm, the lawsuit names several Trump allies on the board, but also others, including the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, who has the same ex officio status as Congresswoman Beatty. So why he's not on there? Why sue him too?
Pam, the idea here is to make sure that we have complete relief. So we've named the president. He's appointed himself as the head of the Kennedy Center. His allies who are on the board, the trustees he's appointed, and also the Kennedy Center itself, so that everybody who needs to be in court is there. So the judge has the power to say, guys and gals, this is illegal. Congress has been very plain. And, you know, whenever the rule of law is assaulted, that is a serious matter for the Constitution. And all of those individuals are part of getting the relief here of taking that name off of the memorial. It could not be more simple in the law.
All right. Congresswoman Joyce Beatty, Norm Eisen, thank you both.